What if you could have run-of-the-mill compounding on your money for the rest of your life? Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. Today, for another installment of our quote series, we're going to evaluate the quote run-of-the-mill. And my question is what if you could have run-of-the-mill compounding uninterrupted on your money over the rest of your entire life? And we're going to evaluate this saying of run-of-the-mill with an infinite banking lens, of course. So this saying, it's definitionally, it's common, average, normal. That's what run-of-the-mill means. It means ordinary, routine, standard, every day. Okay, and it originates in the late 1800s. It was in print in the early 1900s. And again, if you don't know what a mill is, the image that I have of a mill, of course, is a big wheel that spins on a river, let's say. And then, of course, that's connected to a building, an edifice where corn could be ground by a big millstone. So the water spins a big outward wheel that's sitting in the river, and it scoops up water, and that momentum just keeps going because the river keeps flowing, so it doesn't stop. It keeps going, and of course that means that inside lots can be accomplished because of that leverage. So I think there's just all kinds of layers here for those of us that are either vetting or implementing already the concept of becoming your own banker because of leverage and uninterrupted compounding. I mean, these are common themes for us. I know that's not necessarily so in the rest of the financial world, but here we are. Okay, so run of the mill. Now, I thought of a couple of different areas from Nash's book. One is the average American. See, the run of the mill person in America pays volumes and volumes, more than we realize, more than we recognize, unless we look, of interest of every dollar that we earn. Nash said 34.5 cents of every dollar that we earn is paid out in interest. That's money that forever leaves us. Now, in opposition to that, let's look at how commercial banks are doing. Let's see what the run of the mill is for commercial banks, because commercial banks are making anywhere from 400 even up to 1,300% on every dollar that we deposit there. So we deposit our capital into someone else's bank, a commercial bank, and the run of the mill there, because they do it every day, is to earn 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 1,300% on every dollar that we're leaving in there. So if the run of the mill for the average American is to just be bleeding out interest dollars, and if the run of the mill for conventional banking is to be making bank, that's what's run of the mill there. Well, what if we take back the control of the banking function in our lives? Well, think about this. And again, here, the entity that we use for a privatized bank is a properly structured whole life policy with a mutual company that pays a dividend. If you need to know more about that, tune into our channel. Let's have a conversation. Read Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. But a properly structured whole life policy with a mutual company that pays a dividend. My question again here is, what if our money could compound uninterrupted for our whole life? Okay, what if you could grow your money into the future uninterrupted, just like that wheel spinning in the river? Rivers, like Nash says, we all have access to a certain amount of flow of water in his book. Water, the clouds drop rain. It might go into ponds, oceans, creeks, rivers, what have you, ends up out in the ocean ultimately. Some of it even passes through our bodies. We drink water. We're mostly made up of water. That's interesting. And then it evaporates and condensates and then precipitates again, and there's this flow. Well, his question there was, how much of the banking function are you controlling in your life? Well, okay, if the river's going to flow and the wheel's going to turn at this mill, and us consider this, and if we consider this wheelhouse and how much of that river flowing the mill house is leveraging for what it's doing, again, That's an appropriate question for us. Who controls the banking function in your life? Now, you can't necessarily do that with one policy. You can't do that overnight, account for your entire need of finance, but it's a lifelong pursuit, Nash would say, to where you actually get your premiums that you pay equal to the income that you earn or the cash flows that you experience. So getting premiums to equal your cash flows. And when we recognize that we can compound our money into the future uninterrupted, even while leveraging it. See, conventionally, of course, conventionally, the run-of-the-mill American is paying all kinds of interest dollars, and yet they're still conditioned and subject to the propaganda, etc., that says, the programming that says, well, park your money here for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Don't touch it. It'll compound there, and then you can retire on that nest egg. Okay? What if I want to access capital in the next 10, 20, 30 during that time? So what I'm saying is, what's better than both? What if you could compound your money forever into the future, uninterrupted, and you could still access capital from the same entity because you owned it and controlled it? That's exactly what we're talking about. Becoming your own banker. Acquiring properly structured whole life policies with mutual companies that pay a dividend. Learning, vetting, understanding, and implementing this process of becoming your own banker so that you can compound your money for the whole rest of your life. And then your heirs, beneficiaries, will receive a tax-free windfall of money that can fund a self-sufficient system in perpetuity. And during your lifetime, because we want to focus on the living benefits of such a system, such a process. And during your lifetime, you can access that capital while it's compounding. It's amazing. So I hope that it has been interesting for you, like it has been for me, to consider this saying that I've heard and used, run of the mill, and also do it with an infinite banking context. And if you have any further questions, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or to have a direct conversation about what this run-of-the-mill situation could look like for you and your household or your business or your investing. Then don't hesitate to reach out to 828-817-4223, or you can email durhamtalents@gmail.com. This has been a great pleasure for me. I look forward to our next conversation. Have a great day. Take care. Run-of-the-mill, 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 run-of-the-mill. Now, my alarm just went off right in the middle of recording. Actually, I guess that ended camera 2. Hello, camera 1. Dollars with a Z.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, Jesse, you're funny. You're Mr. Funny Man. Oh, my goodness. All right, we're done.